You don't write like on the same line. This is one equation, the other one should be on the second line. Cancel that b over 3, I don't want to see it there, sir. You don't understand? If you write, you wrote 2 pi over what?
Over b equals 2 power
2 pi over b equals 2 pi over 3. Then you wrote here b is equal to 3. I don't want this here. It implies, come to the next line. This means this. Don't write on the same line. I once talked about communication. This is implied, yeah. Now the first one does not imply. It is the first that implies the second one. Okay, so cancel imply for the first one. So it is this that led to this. Okay? Now b cannot be 3 pi. B has to be 3. Do you understand how? Huh? So ask questions if you have any. Now, I said state maximum and minimum, right? Okay. So I do number 4, 1, for example. How I want it. So 4, 1 is y equals 4 cos 2x. At maximum, you see, cos lies like that. So basically, minus 1 less than or equal to cos x less than or equal to 1. And the same thing with sine x. It cannot go beyond 1, cannot be below -1. So at maximum, cos of any angle is 1. In this case, the angle is 2x. It doesn't matter. The maximum you can have here is when this value is 0. So it doesn't matter whether x is 0 or 2x is 0. My point is, from cosine to the end, as either 1 or -1. So the first question is find the maximum value. Maximum value is y equals 4 times 1. That's all. Because all this must be 1. 4, sorry. The minimum value is y equals 4 negative 1. 4. That's all.
For this question, if you plot in 1,
Yeah.
it's going to get -6, but if you plot in -1, it will get 0. So which one is the answer?
This is being flipped.
So
It's being flipped. So when it is being flipped, so the original one looks like this, right? And now, when you flip it, so it's starting from the below, okay? So this is the maximum, okay? So in that case, the maximum value of the function is when the cosine part is minimum this time. Okay? So when you are writing, it's going to be maximum value is y equals something something times -1 in the bracket. The maximum is when that cosine is -1 because it has to be flipped. Yes. No. Where does this come from?
This is from, oh, here.
So where does it say maximum? You don't have to derive that separately. Okay? You don't have to derive that separately. So if you have this, yes, this is correct, but what I'm saying is just change cos to minus 1 or 1. That's what I'm saying. But if you write this, why not? I'll take it. But just change cos to 1 or minus 1, depending.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Just change to 1 or minus 1. Because if you use absolute value now, what about minimum?
No, I just put negative.
You just put negative. Okay. That's fine. That works too. So we end this session in 2 minutes. By 11, we'll begin another session. Please, I want the other session to begin by 11:05, so that we have about 55 minutes instead of 45 minutes. Is that understood, please? I want that to, so I will get more ideas of worksheets. So all this, you take your time in the next couple of weeks to do them. This is just to try some of them in the class and ask yourself questions, deliberate, and if you need help with any of them, please contact me, and I will gladly send something to you. Okay? So I think I'll share Ethan's idea. He has an easier way of writing the maximum stuff. Guys, this is what Ethan, Mr. Cheng has done. So from y equals a sine b into x minus c plus d. So it said this from, okay? The same happens with cos anyway. It said maximum is absolute value of a plus d. Minimum is negative absolute value of a plus b. So he wrote this and then this. And so if you write the answer straight from here, it's fine. Okay? So if you want to use this approach, oh, from this happens, and this happens, then you can write a maximum minimum. Or you can just substitute. Okay?
For the other approach, how do you do it? So
You don't absolute value anything. I said change this cos or sine part to 1 or negative 1. That's all I said.
Oh.
Okay? I didn't say absolute anything. The cos and sine part, change it to 1. That's all. But when, in the case when it is flipped, hello? In the case when it is flipped, it means when you have plus 1 is the minimum. And when you have minus 1 is when you get the maximum. In the case of the flip, which is when this is negative. So this has taken care of that. The absolute value thing has taken care of that. Any questions? Any questions? None so far? Okay, I'll see you in the next 60 minutes or 65 minutes.